The first date that I ever went on, I was quiet for the first 20 minutes. I didn't speak. Like, I was just so nervous and I had no idea what to say, man. Like, I was 15 years old. 20 minutes in, we went on this one ride because we went to a fair, right, with rides and games and all that. We went on this one ride and then, you know, we held hands on the ride and stuff and we started talking more. I started getting the ball rolling. We started laughing, we started doing stuff. She saw her ex there and she pointed him out to me. It was weird.
Shut up, bitch!
Cut to the end of the date, right? We go on the Ferris wheel, you know, it's nighttime now, it's dark out. It's like, this is the moment, man. The Ferris wheel, this is the place where the devil comes on you. You go in for the kiss, man, on the date. That's what it's what they're made for, honestly. So we get on this Ferris wheel. We're at the top. We're sitting next to each other, you know, kind of put my hand on her leg a little bit and I look at her and like I'm looking at her lips, right? And I just fucking, like, I'm ready to go, man. I just popped a mint. She went to the washroom, pop a fucking mint. I'm ready to go, man. I'm fired up, man. I don't even know how to kiss. This would have been the first time I ever kissed a dude. No idea what I was doing, bro. And I was 15, right? I should have probably kissed a girl before, but I hadn't. Looking at her lips, looking at her eyes, I'm like trying to do the triangle method or something similar to it, man. And then she's looking at me, turns her head, puts her head on my shoulder, and then I'm like, shit. Fuck, man. And we didn't kiss, bro.
Bro, are you serious right now, bro?
My dad never sat me down and gave me a full guide on how to take a girl on a date and kiss a girl and all that. And maybe you shouldn't have to, man, but I fucking needed that shit, man. But instead, I got a freaking box of condoms and I was told to start using my dick before it falls off. And I'm a Christian, yeah, I'm waiting for marriage. But today, man, I'm gonna tell you what your father should have told you, and maybe my father should have told me as well, man. My name is Johnny Self-Improvement. Let's get into this, man. And step one is to ask her out. And by asking her out, you want to be bold. You don't want to beat around the bush. You've seen the Netflix shows where the guy, the nerd, is like, oh, well, we've known each other for a few years now. We've been neighbors for so long. And I was wondering if you...
Shut up, bitch!
Be straight up. Like, have a dick about it, man. Like, act like you have a fucking balls that's like fucking 2 pounds worth of balls on you, man. Talk like you have a big dick, bro. Enough like talking like you have this small dick, like you freaking, like you need her. It comes across as so needy, man, when you're saying like, oh, I was wondering if you could, like, just, you need to be bold as fuck. What do you want to do? You want to take her on a date. Why? She's pretty, she's hot, whatever. Instead, and this depends on the situation and how you met her, and if you're texting her, if you're saying this in person. But what I would say instead is something along the lines of, hey, I think you're really pretty, or I think you're cute. I want to get to know you. Let's go on a date this day, this time, at this place. Be straight up about it and be clear of what you want to do. You want to take her on a date. You don't want to hang out with her. You don't want to, hey, let's chill sometime. Like be a man about it, man. And the thing is, most guys don't want to do that because that means if the girl rejects him when he asks the girl on a date, that means that's an even harder rejection than if she says no, that she doesn't want to chill or hang out. Because that, like, you put your heart on the line. When you say, I want to take a girl on a date, I think you're pretty, I think you're cute, you're being vulnerable. You're putting yourself in a place where you're making your intentions clear. And then the girl has no choice but to either be reciprocal or unreciprocal to that. Once you ask a girl on a date, she can't stay neutral. She has to say yes or she has to say no. But when you say, like, oh, I was wondering if sometime we could, maybe in the near future, we could do this, you're leaving yourself too open. You're leaving it too broad. She can get away with being neutral. And yeah, it's a more like relaxed response. Maybe you don't want to be too forward or you don't want to be too creepy or something. But it's even more creepy when a guy is like, I was wondering if when you're being all awkward like that, she can tell what you want. She can tell that you want to take her out and you want to kiss her and you think she's hot, you think she's this. She can tell that. But your words, what you're saying is not authentic to what you're after, to what your intention is. And she can notice that, man. Girls have this intuition, bro. They have intuition more than us guys have intuition. They can like see facial expressions and know that like the slight difference of the smile, the slight tilt and the slight freaking caving in of the eyebrows to tell what you're actually talking about, to tell what you're really there for. And she might act like she doesn't know, but she does know. So have some dick about it. Have a big dick mindset about it. And be straight up with her. But okay, I'm gonna ask her out, but where should I take her? I don't know what to do for the date. I've never been on a date before, let's say. The venue of the date is not that important. I used to be so obsessed with trying to think of the perfect date. Like, I would go on freaking Google Earth, look at the area of this bowling place I wanted to go, and like, oh, there's a bridge here I could go, maybe there's this restaurant near here, and I was planning out this whole freaking date. Like, it was a damn war plan, man. I was like, okay, we move in here, the troops come out. It's not that serious, man. If you're freaking out about the location and the plan of the date, that tells me that you have a needy mindset. If the girl actually likes you, she won't care. She won't mind if you're just going for a walk in the park, man. Especially at this age, man. Like, girls will just go anywhere, man. Maybe when you're in your freaking 20s or some shit. Girls will want to go out for dinner and do all this, and she should want you to spend money on her. But like, we're in high school. We can get away with like, going for a walk in the park, man. And if the girl you're asking nowadays, you know, all into all this materialistic stuff, she wants a big extravagant date, she wants to go on this fancy dinner, she wants to go to some fancy place, it's gotta be all, you know, planned out and all this. I don't know why you would want to go out with that girl anyway, man. Like this girl that I'm talking to right now, bro, the other day, it's her birthday today, actually, it's her birthday, and I was telling her, oh, I want to send you something, I want to this and that. She dead ass wouldn't let me send it to her. Like I was trying, bro. I was freaking trying. We kind of got into like a bit of an argument about it. I was trying to send her some flowers, but she was telling me, oh, you know, you're the only gift I need, and she meant it too, man. And like, bro, just come on, man. Just hearing that is just like, ooh, man. It's a little punch in there for right in the heart. You can feel the heart shutting a bit just hearing that, man. But like that's perfect, man. And you know, I'm gonna do something for her anyway. I'm gonna figure something out. It's today, right? It's the morning right now, so I should probably figure something. I'll FaceTime her, like, I don't know, sing her a song or do her a dance or something like that. I'll figure it out, man. But if you ask me, bro, at least for me, that's the type of girl that I want. Like, girl who, of course, you know, I want to like get her stuff and like buy stuff and, you know, like treat her well. But a girl who doesn't need the whole fucking world just to go on a first date. The date that I went on with her, it was literally just a walk around the city, man. We were both exploring. We both didn't know where we were going. It was a new place. This was abroad, right? So we're exploring the city, we're just walking around, and we find this trail, and then we go up the trail and stuff, and it's an adventure, man. I didn't have some elaborate plan of, oh, I wanted to go to this restaurant, and we're gonna walk by this place, and I'm gonna kiss her at this end. And if you're really losing your mind about where to take this girl, you really don't know, I'm gonna give you a few options. So the best thing to do for a date is to do some type of physical activity, right? Which I don't like dinner dates because I've never been on one, but you're just staring at the person for fucking like an hour. On a first date, like that's wild, bro. If you know nothing about the person, it's gonna be already awkward on a first date for the first 10 minutes at least. But it's just gonna make it even worse because all you can do is just stare at the other person, and then, you know, just go on your phone, and it just falls apart. So the best thing to do, I think, is to do some type of physical activity which you can bond over, something where you guys have a similar goal. So something like bowling, laser tag, mini golf. There's a goal, right? You want to win the game, you want to get more points, and you can bond over it. You know, when you're doing mini golf, you know, help her with her form, or when you're bowling, you can be like, oh, do it like this, or laser tag, you're like, you know, you're chasing each other and stuff. There's bonding that happens there, and of course that stuff costs money. So if you want, you can do that. But if you're balling on a budget, just a walk in the park, man. Like, it doesn't have to be that crazy. A walk in the park, a walk on the beach, go skating at some lake if it's wintertime. So if you really don't know where to take her, then just take her on one of those. Me personally, bowling is my favorite date to go on, but whatever, man. Whatever sounds interesting to you. It should be something that you want to do as well, man. Because if you're not enjoying it yourself, then she's not gonna enjoy it, and it's just gonna fall apart, man. I love bowling, so I go bowling with my buddies, man. Like, it's hella fun, bro. So going to do that with a chick, it's just a fun thing to do for me, man. Okay, step 2, you've asked her out, and hopefully she said yes, man. If not, hey, we're here for you, bro, man. If she said yes, now you're going on the date. Preferably you're going at it, you know, in the evening, so it's kind of, you know, getting a bit darker outside, and maybe by the end of the date it's you know, fully dark outside, you know, more romantic. But step 2, you're on the date now, and you're about to go see her. First, there's all the obvious things like, yeah, dress nice, make sure you're smelling good cologne, deodorant, fucking shave your face, shave down, you know, shave, make sure your hair is looking decent, just basic stuff like that you should already know. But when you actually meet her, what you want to do within the first 3 seconds is go for a hug. Which is kind of weird if you don't know the girl, or maybe this is the first time you're meeting her, the first time you're actually meeting her alone. It might seem like a weird thing to do, but it breaks the ice. It breaks the physical touch ice. And on dates, physical touch is extremely important to build tension, to build, you know, to escalate, to, you know, go for the kiss, to build sexual tension, to build romance, right? And I don't do this on every date because it is, like, within the first few seconds, it is kind of awkward, you know, especially if you don't know the girl at all. But it definitely does help, man. Like, I remember the first time I did it, I took this girl we met at a coffee shop, right, Tim Hortons, and I walk up to her and I go for the hug, and then I acknowledged the awkwardness of the hug, because it's always kind of awkward, right? So I go for the hug and I said, good thing we got the awkward hug out the way, and then we started walking with her. So you should just acknowledge it. Acknowledge the awkwardness within the first few seconds, so it's not, you know, there's not an elephant in the room, and you can have a little laugh about it, and then go on with the date. And then another thing that I want to mention in this part is, if you are going on a date where you're going to bowling or laser tag or getting food or whatever, pay for the damn date, man. The man always pays. I don't think I have to say that. I think most guys watching this will be like, yeah, that's how it should be. Most guys are watching this probably like trying to be traditional masculine guys, and we know this, but I'm sure there's some like freaking dumbass. It's like, oh well, first date you can split it, and girls love it too, man. Especially girls who haven't been on many dates and don't really know like what's going on. Like that same date where, you know, I first hugged the girl. When we went to get inside the fair, I had already paid for the tickets online. So when we go, I go show the phone, show the QR code or whatever. And then she looked at me, she was like, what, you paid for the ticket? Oh, you didn't have to. Like, she was shocked that I paid for it, man. And maybe it was because it was her first like real date or something, or maybe she's never had a guy pay for her before or something. And she was a girl who was a bit younger than me too, not like crazy young, you know what I mean, man, not crazy younger, but she was a bit younger than me, so maybe she just didn't have that experience. But it felt good, man, like just like seeing how like just happy and shocked she was and surprised that I paid for the date. Something so small, right? It makes you feel good, bro, so pay for the fucking date. Step 3 is flirting and talking on the date. What do you talk about? Something that I really wish I knew on the first couple of dates that I went on is that talking to a girl and just talking to people in general, conversation should be more about the exchange of emotion rather than the exchange of information. At least for me, when I was going on dates or just talking to girls, I'd get stuck in that, you know, basic conversation where I'm just asking them questions and then they're giving me answers and then I'm asking more questions, and it goes nowhere. What I found really helps with, you know, building the sexual tension and really building a connection with the girl in general is talking about things that are important to you. Things that have weight to it. Not just asking, oh, so what do you do today? Oh, you have a job? Oh, what's your favorite color? Like, that's boring stuff. And you can still ask those questions, but add emotion to it. So here's what I mean. If I was to, what's your favorite color, right? Stupid ass question. If I was to ask a girl, hey, what's your favorite color? And then she said purple, right? Which is my favorite color. I'd be like, oh shit, that's her favorite color. That's my favorite color too. This must be a sign in the stars or something. This must be, we're destined to be together or something. I'd laugh about it, right? And I'll say it in a joking way. But I wouldn't just say like, oh, that's mine too. So what do you do for work? Like, I wouldn't be like that, man. That might be a stupid example, but you can see what I mean. Like, I'm adding some sort of emotion to that. I'm adding some sort of story to it. If you think about past conversations that you've had, maybe, especially if you had an argument within the last couple weeks, you can rarely remember the words that the other person said to you, but you always remember how they made you feel. Like, I had an argument with a buddy on freaking gun control the other week, and when I think about it, I can remember maybe a sentence or two specifically of what he said word for word, but I don't remember the whole like spiel he gave, because we had like fucking speeches back and forth. But I do remember how it made me feel, and I do remember what I felt during that moment, because emotions are more memorable than the actual words we say. It's less about what we say and more about how we make the girl feel. So how do we do this? How do we turn a conversation into the exchange of emotions instead of just information? So one way to do it is just stop talking about things that you don't care about. On a first date with a girl, now I'll talk to her about marriage, about having kids, about what she wants to do with her life, if she's good at cooking. Like, these are things that are important to me. And you might think that's a little too forward to ask on a first date, first meeting a girl, like what, like acting like we're gonna get married someday or something. But those are things that are important to me and things that I actually care about, and that comes across. And when she gives an answer, I can have emotion to give back to it. If a girl is like, oh yeah, I want to be a young mother, I want to have a bunch of kids and stuff, that's the stuff that I love, right? So I'll be like, no way, that's I like that, right? I like that. If I'm trying to keep it cool, I'll be like, I like that. Or if I'm, being honest, I'll be like, that's what I want to do too, and blah, blah, blah. And like it will come across as genuine, and it's less about like me just saying like, oh yeah, that's I'm glad you do. Like, it's less about that, but it's more about the excitement that I have for her saying that, her response, me being like, yeah, this is what I want to do too, and this is sick, this is that emotion that comes across through that. So talking to her about things that you care about, and it doesn't matter what it is, on self-improvement, stuff that like is, at least to me, stuff that is important to me is exercise and, bettering my mental health and religion and God and the Bible, things like that. Those are things that are important to me. So I'm gonna talk to girls about that. And you might think that, oh, a girl wouldn't be interested in that. It was like, if I have to put an act to attract a girl, then I don't want to attract her. I don't want that girl. If I have to put on an act to attract a girl, it's already over, because she's not like me and I'm not like her. And I'm not saying you have to be 100% the same to freaking date a girl. Not really, man. You need to have some key differences, right? The masculine and the feminine differences. But when it comes to values, things that are important to me, things that are important to you, you want to share those, or at least share the base of those with a girl that you're going on a date with, a girl that you could potentially date. Now, if you're just doing it to fuck, then yeah, put on an act like a freaking pickup artist, and say the sexy lines that you read about on the freaking subreddits, and then go on 1 or 2 dates with her, and then she'll leave because she'll realize that you're not who you say you are, because you can't keep the act on forever. But that's some pussy shit, man. Like, we've been brainwashed by all this red pill content to put on this persona of this, sexy James Bond kind of cool persona, and then we just don't end up attracting the girls that we want to attract. We end up attracting some girl whose personality that we don't even like. Do you realize that by acting like this pickup artist kind of red pill guy and saying and repeating these lines and trying to act all sexy, not responding to her text until like hours later to seem mysterious and stuff, you're putting on the behavior that would attract a girl that you don't even want. Because do you know who likes that behavior? Do you know what kind of girl likes when a guy completely ignores her for days? When a guy couldn't give a fuck about her and seems like he just doesn't care about her? I don't know what you call him, but where I'm from, we call it a whore. But if that's who you want to attract, man, go crazy, man. That's you, man. That's your problem you gotta deal with. But at least for me, bro, I don't want to attract a girl like that. I want to attract a girl that I could date, man, that I could be with. And to do that, I can't act like somebody I'm not. Because then if the girls that are like me, that I would date, won't be attracted to me because I'm putting on this persona of someone who I'm not, someone who they wouldn't like. And then the girls who would like that persona, they're not meant for me anyway. So it's not something that's not gonna last, and it's gonna end badly. I remember on my second date that I've ever been on, I was with this girl, and she was a bit older than me. She was a year older than me, so I was, I was even more nervous, and I was, trying to impress her and stuff, and I was trying to act cool. And we went skating, and I was talking to her, and she was talking to me about this show that she watched called Cobra Kai, which is a show on Netflix about like the Karate Kid, and it's like this thing. Back then, bro, I loved this show, man. I would watch this show all the time, and then it got kind of shit. I think by like the 3rd season, it got kind of shit, man. But I did watch shows back then. I don't anymore because, dopamine detox and all that. But at the time, I loved that show, man. It was sick. And she was asking me, oh, have you seen it? Because I love this show or whatever. And I completely lied to her, man. I told her, oh, no, I haven't seen it. But my sister watches it sometimes, so I've seen clips of it, so I kind of know what it's about, just so I could keep talking to her about it because I liked it. And I had to push this lie for the rest of the conversation, man, about the show, when it was actually something that I liked too, and something that we could have connected on. It was a complete lie, man. Like, my sister never watched the fucking show, man. Like, it was me, bro. I love the show, and who knows what could have happened, bro. And I did it to act cool. In my mind, embarrassing to me that I was watching this kids show or whatever, but it turns out that she watched it too, and we could have connected on that and who knows what could have happened, man. So when talking to a girl on a date, you want to be as authentic as you can. And that doesn't mean like saying everything straight up and giving her your life story and being completely 100% honest with her. But what that does mean is talking about things that you actually care about and not pretending to be like someone you're not. And when it comes to flirting with a girl on the date, there's 2 ways to flirt with a girl: making bold statements. I can't pronounce that word. B-O-L-D, bold statements, and teasing. So by making a bold statement is self-explanatory. You're just saying it straight up. You're pretty, you're hot, I like that dress, I think you're this, whatever. You want to do what it says to do in the way of the superior man, and that is to praise her. And guys are kind of scared to do this. Like, I was freaking scared to do this when I was this was a while ago, man. This was maybe like 8-9 months ago. I went on a date with the girl, and by the end of it, we were dancing together, and anyway, I really liked this girl on this date. Like, I really liked her, man, and I thought she was so pretty, and I thought she was so beautiful. And I was thinking to myself, like, fuck, she's so pretty right now. And I just didn't tell her. I guess I wanted to seem like this cool, don't give a fuck kind of guy, and I'm not too into her, but I do like her, but I'm not too into her. They kind of seem like that kind of, alpha male, kind of sigma male kind of look. And then for months, bro, I thought about that. I thought about how I didn't tell her how I actually felt. And it sounds kind of dumb, like, I didn't tell her my feelings and stuff, but seriously, like, I really, like, it's so long ago now, I don't care anymore. But at the time, man, for months, bro, I really thought to myself, like, fuck, I wish I just told her the truth. I wish I didn't hold back, and I wish I could just be honest. But I didn't, because I wanted to seem a certain way that would attract her. If you're on a date with a girl who wouldn't be attracted to you if you show that you're into her, why are you on a date with her? Like, what kind of messed up issues in the head does that a girl like that have, that she doesn't like when people compliment her? And like, yeah, some people are like kind of awkward when you give her compliments. I'm not talking about that. But a girl who'd be like, oh, he's so into me, I don't want, like, just from giving a compliment. And bro, you'll be shocked how much praising a girl and giving a girl a compliment can freaking, like, how it can make her feel, man. Like the girl that I'm talking to now, man, like she'll send me a photo of herself, of her outfit or whatever, and like I'm like, and I'll send like the hard eyes, or I'll send like damn, or something like that, or like fuck, or like something like that, right? Then, and you know what happens, bro? She keeps sending them. She keeps sending them. That's what happens when you praise a girl. When you praise a girl for a certain characteristic or a certain trait or a certain behavior, she will continue to do that behavior. She will continue to improve on that trait and continue to manifest that trait. But if you tell a girl like, and this is an example that was in the chapter on this, praise her, in the Way of the Superior Man. If you want your girl to start working out more and going to the gym more, the way to do it is to praise her for it. Praise her for her body. Praise her for how sexy she looks when she's, you know, in her workout outfit or clothes. That praise will be motivation for her to keep doing it and to keep manifesting that part of her life. And to take that away from her and to stop doing that, like, one, that leaves you with a girl who won't want to be attractive for you, a girl who won't want to do the cute things that you do like, because she doesn't know what they are and you don't seem to appreciate her for it. Not only that, but it will leave you with a girl who's fucking just sad. You're just upset, man. When her fucking efforts to look good on a first date maybe goes unnoticed, like completely unnoticed, and you don't tell her once that she looks good or that she's pretty, just because you don't want to seem like you're too into her. Like I said, man, I don't give a fuck now, man. I used to be so fucking scared to tell a girl that, like, wow, you're so pretty right now, because I didn't want to seem too forward. I don't give a fuck anymore now. I will tell the girl exactly what I think of her, and if she thinks that, hey, this is too much, this guy is maybe too into me now, it's too soon, cool, man, then we're not meant to be together. Rejection is a means for people who aren't meant to be together to stay apart. And bro, in the Bible it says this too, man. It says in Ephesians 5:25, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church. So the second type of flirting is teasing, and I'm not gonna talk too much about this, but it's really just making fun of the girl, man. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory, bro. Just don't be a dumbass and go too far and make fun of stuff. Like she's not a guy, man. You can't make fun of her for, like, if she has like a dead relative or like freaking cancer or something. Like, you can't make fun of her for that, man. Just don't be a dumbass. Make fun of her for, like, me, I always make fun of girls for their like their background or something. Like if a girl tells me she's French or she's Irish or something, like I'll make fun of her for that. Or if she's like short, like if she's like 5'3", I'll make fun of her for that. I won't do it too much to the point where it's weird, but really it's just common sense, man. And if you do, you know, start to push it a bit, just be aware of her face, man. Just like look to her face if she feels uncomfortable, if she feels like you're going too far, man. And always say it with like a little smile on your face, with a little laugh, and she should take it as a joke, as long as it's not too far and as long as you're saying it as a joke as well. Step 4 is physical touch and the kiss. So like I said before, the hug at the beginning breaks the ice, so now it's, you know, you guys are more comfortable to like make physical touch. This is something that no one will fucking tell you about. No, you like, if you ask a girl like for dating advice, she'll never tell you this stuff, man. If you ask her you should kiss the girl on the date within 20-30 minutes. Within the first chunk of the date, you should kiss her already. Bro, it took me a long time to get my first kiss, bro. I had my first kiss when I was like a year ago. I had my first kiss, bro. And I thought the way to do it was, you know, you go on the date, you know, have a good time, and towards like the last maybe 10-15 minutes, that's when you go for the kiss, man. Right when, you know, it's quiet down and you have like a little quiet moment somewhere, that's when you go for the kiss, man. That's not the case, man. Why would you wait till the very end of the date when you have 10 minutes left to kiss the girl, when you could just do it in the first 20 minutes, and then you can kiss the girl for the rest of the date, the rest throughout the date? Oh, we're 35 minutes in. We're getting fucking deep in this, boys, man. We're going deep. And you have to kiss on the first date, bro. I don't care what people tell you, man. You have to kiss on the first date. If you don't, it's weird, bro. It's seen as a choice, man. It's seen as a political statement if you don't kiss on the first date. So like I said, ideally you should kiss within the first 20 to 30 minutes, man. And the way to do this is you have to escalate. You have to escalate through physical touch and through proximity, through being close to her. Because to get fucking, you don't want to be like just sitting like away from each other like this, and then you fucking leave for the kiss, right? It's too weird. It's awkward. It's weird. It's gonna fucking pull back, man. You're gonna freaking fall on yourself. It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be weird. You want to be within the vicinity to kiss the girl before you even kiss her. Like, you want to be in that like vicinity, that proximity, multiple times before you even kiss her. You should be, at least. Unless the girl is really fucking down to kiss you and like will like be like fucking reciprocal like that, and you might notice if she's like really into you. But if not, and you want to ease your way up to it, being close to her before you do it multiple times is key. You want to become comfortable being close, being in that tension, in that discomfort. Like, it's even sexier, man, when you freaking like act like you're gonna go for the kiss and like she's ready for it, but then you don't, and you like leave it till later, and you have like a little smile on your face because you know that you're fucking with her when you do it. That's sexy too. Girls will like that too if they're into you, of course. So the way to escalate is, first you got the hug at the beginning, then you want to start holding hands. And to be honest, girls will just let you hold your hands. You don't have to be smooth with it, man. Like, every time I'm on a freaking date, it always ends like this, where, okay, I'll stand up to show you. Let me freaking, on every date when I freaking hold hands with a girl, it always goes like this. So we're walking, like, she's to the side of me, and I put my hand back and I just do this. Like like I have a damn twitch or something. Like I have a freaking, freaking tism, or I don't know. I just do this like while I'm walking, and I continue talking, right? I'm continuing the conversation as if I'm not even doing anything. I don't put too much attention to it. We keep walking, we're looking forward, and then she'll just take the hand, bro. Like, it sounds kind of stupid, man, but if you're anxious to do it and you're anxious, like, oh, like, I don't know how to make this smooth, like, you really don't need to. And then once you hold hands, you can, like, have like a moment somewhere where you're kind of getting closer while you're talking to her, and really just be smart about it, man. Like, if you're like, I remember we were in this arcade, and then like we're playing the game, and I'm like next to, like, I'm kind of like holding her a bit, and while we're playing the game and stuff, like, we're in that proximity, man. We're in the kissing proximity right there. So finding little ways to get into that proximity by, like, being around her, helping her with something, or if you're helping her with the activity that you're doing with mini golf or with the arcade or whatever it is. And then once you do that multiple times, you don't need the perfect moment to kiss her. Let me just say that right there. You don't need the perfect moment. You don't need to be like, it's like no one's there and you're completely alone, and then it's some super romantic thing happen. The freaking, the dove has come out the sky, man. The Lord comes. There's a wind. You hear like, kiss her, bro, like a wind that's just from the Lord. Like, you don't need some magical moment. You just need to be in close proximity and then just go for it. I'm gonna give you the dumb, deficient level of advice of how to kiss a girl, man, because I didn't know how to do it my first time either, bro. It was embarrassing. I embarrassed myself. I look like an idiot. So let me save you some embarrassment. And I'm not gonna freaking use my hand to fucking show you guys. Just fuck. You can look those videos up if you want, man. But I'm gonna keep some respect for myself. So when you're with the girl, right? You fucking just. This is so fucking weird. This is so weird, bro. Fucking like the video for this, man. This is fucking so dumb. So to kiss the girl, just look at her eyes, look down at her lips, look back at her eyes, and you will know by the way her eyes look if she wants to kiss you or not. You can tell, and she'll have like a little smile about it too, because she knows what you're about to do. And just do that for a couple seconds, looking up and down and stuff, looking up and down, and then just slowly lean in for it. And don't fucking like zoom for it. Just slowly lean in for it, and then you'll see if she's like pulling back or not, and then you can go from there. And if she pulls back, I've never had that happen to me, at least like not when I'm like going for the first kiss. I've had that happen to me where like the girl's like playfully doing it to like fuck with me and stuff, but I've never had that happen for a first kiss. So I wouldn't really worry about that too much unless you're like fucking leaping for it, right? But if you're going in slow, you do your thing, man. And the main thing I'll tell you is just loosen up and slow down. Don't try to be too harsh with it. Don't try to be too forceful and fucking tongue down your throat the first freaking second, man. Just loosen up a bit. Be kind of slow and kind of take her lead almost a little bit. If you really don't know what you're doing, kind of let her take the lead a bit, which it's not the manly thing to do, but if you really have no idea what you're doing for your first time, you might as well. And when I had my first ever kiss, bro, like I was like looking at the girl and she was, giving me the eyes, stuff. So I was like fucking like I was ready to do it, man. A part of me was like, I kind of just want to go home right now, man. Like because I was scared to do it, man, because I liked the girl and I didn't want to fuck it up, man. I didn't want to mess up or not know what I'm doing. Like I was scared, man. I'll be completely honest. And it sounds like a bitch thing to do, but it's the truth, man. That's what happened. And then I kind of just, looking at her for a few more seconds, and then I just went for it. And like I said, bro, my first kiss was terrible, bro. I had no idea what I was doing, but I did it anyway. And then I got the experience. I found out I was terrible. Found out why. I bettered myself, man. I fucking got better at it. And without having that bad first experience, I wouldn't, try to get better and try to be like, okay, I gotta let me fucking get my shit together and figure this out so I don't do this again. So really, bro, my advice to you, if you're fucking scared to do it like I was, bro, it's such a stupid thing, bro, but I get it. Just go for it, man. It'll be fun. Step 5 is to end the date. Kiss her a few more times, and then right before she leaves, tell her to hug or kiss you goodbye, man. If it went well, can tell her to kiss you goodbye, kiss you on the cheek real quick or something, or fully go in for it if you want. Or you could just tell her to, give you a hug goodbye, man. Just a quick little thing to say goodbye, and yeah, man, it'll be nice. One last question you might have is, what if it doesn't go well? This is like, this whole guide was for if it does go well and what it do to make it go well, but what if it doesn't? If she doesn't want you, there's nothing you can do, man. There's really nothing you can do, because you can't negotiate genuine desire. There's nothing you can do for her to get her to change her mind. So just let her go. Use that date as experience, use that as practice. So when the next girl comes along who is interested in you and does like you, you'll be better off with her, man, because you've had that experience and you've made some mistakes, and now you can learn from it for the next time. And the truth is really that I've never had a bad date. Like, I've had dates where I wasn't that into the girl, or the girl wasn't that into me, or I made mistakes. There was kind of awkward moments, or it didn't work out in the end. But I've never had like a bad date where I leave and I'm like, fuck, that was bad. Like, I'm glad I got out of there. I don't think the girls that I went out with would say that the date itself was bad. Like, maybe they weren't interested, or maybe I fucked up or said something dumb or something, which I always do. But I don't think anyone would tell you that, hey, it was a terrible date. It was like I was fucking calling people to get out of there. Like, so I don't really know what to say for that, man. I've never had a bad date like that. But if she's not into you and you're not into her, vice versa, then just try to enjoy her company. Try to just have a good time anyway, man. Don't take it too personally, man. Just have a good time, and then at the end, I've never done this, but I'm sure it'd be fine. Just say like, hey, let's just be friends, man. Like, to the girl. I think most girls would be cool with that. I can't see a girl getting mad about that, and if she doesn't, she's just a bitch of a person. You can just say that and then leave it as that. Leave it as experience, man. If the date goes bad, use it to your advantage. Use everything to your advantage, bro. If the date goes bad, use that to your advantage. Use that as experience for the next time. Use it, have a good time anywhere. Make the most. That's the guide for you, man. If you've already asked out the girl, then I hope the date goes well. If you haven't, then good luck with asking her out. And if hey, bro, anything goes wrong, hey, man, more gym motivation. We're all gonna make it, man. So good luck, bro. And don't be afraid to give up the good for the great. Peace out. Bye. Subscribe, bitch.